In my opinion, the board's primary responsibilities are two. One is to hire the superintendent and then make sure that the superintendent is doing his or her job. And the second is to ensure the financial health of the district. This has always been my philosophy as a board member, and it continues to be my philosophy. The board and the superintendent, in my opinion, are a leadership team, with the superintendent having day-to-day responsibilities for carrying out the work of the school district. And if you've ever sent me a note saying, I have a problem with my child's something or other at my child's school, you have received a response from me that says, as a member of the governing board, I set policy for the organization and I delegate to the superintendent the day-to-day operations of what is happening at schools, which is very true. And when that team collaborates, the district and the superintendent and the board collaborates, we all benefit. When we disagree consistently or we treat each other disrespectfully, that reflects poorly on the entire board and the school district. So I really believe that being a strong leadership team is very important. And I believe that this district and this city, more than anything right now, need consistent leadership in the superintendent. In the time that I've been here, we've had, when I first joined, we had a state administrator and an interim superintendent. We then had Tony Smith for 4 years. We then had an acting superintendent for a year. And now we have a permanent superintendent again. That's a lot of churn. And every time superintendency turns over, you see 2 years of churn and you lose progress. So I mean, the reason I'm running again, and I'm not going to get specific, but it's to support the current superintendent and the direction that we're going. I think we're headed in a good direction, and we need to just stay the course. When we keep changing direction, we get confused. So I really believe that that is very, very important. In terms of how do we hold the superintendent accountable, we have a work plan for the superintendent. Our agendas, if you follow them, are very structured about reporting out on what's happening with the different deliverables in the superintendent's work plan. The board has its own work plan as well, which I referred to earlier. And then, you need to be able to have communication. I need to be able to call the superintendent when there's something that really rises to the level. I need to have confidence that when I do receive a constituent concern, I can forward it to the superintendent and someone on the staff will address it. And that has been my experience as a board member. I don't meddle, but I am effective. If you talk to parents in my district, for the most part, they really believe in the work that I'm doing, and they believe that I represent them well on the board because I'm able to have a good relationship with the superintendent, treat him with respect, and treat others with respect as well.
Thank you. As we come back to the close of our interview, we just want to give you a couple of minutes at the end to do a closing statement and share any additional thoughts.
Great. So let me start first of all with who I am. First and foremost, I'm a parent in the district. I started my work with Oakland Unified as a parent volunteer with something to offer in the way of school facilities and sustainability. After chairing the $435 million Measure B bond campaign in 2006, I had never worked in politics before. Serving on the bond oversight committee and leading my neighborhood school community in designing and building a new school, I was asked to run for the school board in 2008 by the incumbent, who was not running again. When I joined the school board in 2009, as I said earlier, the district was at the tail end of 6 years of state receivership. I made very hard decisions during my first term in the midst of crippling recession that gutted education budgets. During that first term, we closed the structural deficit that had landed us in receivership. We adopted the community school district framework. We began our emphasis on social emotional learning and initiated groundbreaking work to focus on students from backgrounds that have been historically underserved by our education systems. I'm a leader on the board, having served as vice president and president. I'm known for being consistent and reasonable. I do my homework. I've authored policies on asset management and involving the community. I've been an advocate for the Central Kitchen Project and high school pathways. In my district, I brokered an agreement over a vicious dispute recently regarding playing fields that has led to the creation of a practice soccer field next door to the baseball field of dreams and a softball field on the way nearby. In addition, I have for many years worked in and with state and local government on critical policy issues. I understand how individual constituents and community-based organizations can help the school district, and I understand the complex process for decisions by government entities. I'm committed to Oakland Unified and our students, and I thank you for your support.
Thank you.